Hi, thank you for tuning in today. I am talking about chemicals in skincare products, such as shampoos, lotions, baby wipes. I'm going to attempt to make this video short because I just kind of want to get the ball rolling on the information, and I believe everyone should be their own researcher, and then you can go and start to look at every ingredients in your skincare products and see what you find. So first of all, let's talk about skin. Skin is a living, breathing organ. It's your biggest organ on your body, and it absorbs things, and it also needs to breathe. So when applying things to the skin, you should keep that in mind, that your skin needs to breathe, and it also needs to be there to protect you from certain things in the environment, like viruses and bacteria and things like that. So let's talk about polysorbate. Polysorbate is a class of emulsifiers used in like food and pharmaceutical preparations. So it's basically to hold certain ingredients together, and it will keep certain ingredients moist. You'll find it in baby wipes. Also, you'll find polysorbate 20 and 80 in vaccines. Now, there's some questions about whether it's toxic or not. Polysorbate 20 is supposed to be mildly toxic. Um, I know that we need to classify certain things from the least toxic to extremely toxic and see if, I guess, a person wants to use it. It kind of still makes me uncomfortable to know that something is mildly toxic. Polysorbate I found in some baby wipes. But again, you should do your own research and see what you find and see what makes you comfortable. But I guess it has been considered safe to use according to, I believe, the FDA. Yeah, but I have my own opinion about them. Anyway, we also have iodopropyl butadiene, and that is a water-based preservative, which was originally used by the wood and paint industry, and is supposed to kind of basically it's a preservative to keep mold and certain bacteria from forming in certain ingredients. So the cosmetic industry found it, useful in certain creams and lotions and makeup to keep germs from spreading. The only thing is that it's also toxic itself. And again, this is used in shampoos and baby wipes. I wouldn't really feel comfortable, wiping my baby's butt or genital areas with something that's considered toxic. It's not allowed to be used in Japan, and it's found to be toxic to your liver and your intestines. So if you think about the fact that skin absorbs things, and then you go and wipe your baby with a baby wipe, which has this ingredient in it, and then it's really close to its genital areas, and then you might just wipe off stomach or whatever, wipe the whole baby down, and the skin is absorbing this, which is known to be toxic to the liver. So that's pretty scary. I advise you to do your own research and look that up and see what you think about it. Again, it's called iodopropyl butadiene. Okay, so let's talk about parabens. I'm sure you've heard of this. A lot of people have been talking about, parabens is dangerous. You'll see a lot of products that says no paraben now. And so basically it's chemicals used as preservatives. A lot of these chemicals are found in these products because we have products that need to have a certain shelf life. Certain products need to keep its moisture, need to keep all the ingredients together. So it's understandable why, scientists would try to find a way to be able to keep the shelf life good on these products. So you can't really fault them for that. It's just that at what cost are we doing this? Now, the problem with parabens is that they have ingredients that can mimic estrogen, and that has been known to be the cause of linked to breast cancer and fibroid tumors and other tumors in the body. And so it's really bad to think I could use a lotion and I would be rubbing it all on my body, my chest, under my arms and, my inner thigh. And it's been known to mimic estrogen. And so my body is basically responding as if it has an overproduction of estrogen, which has been linked to fibroid tumors and breast cancer. Okay, then we have, so there's all type of parabens out there, methyl paraben, and you'll see different names, but look for the key word is paraben in it. You can find that in sunscreen. What's interesting with that being in sunscreen is that methyl paraben, when it is in contact with UV rays, it'll increase aging and cause DNA damage. So the thing you're trying to protect, your skin, what actually makes it worse. Why would they do that? Why is that okay? I mean, don't they care? Who's approving these products? I guess the FDA. It's just, sometimes the FDA, they just kill me. It's like, I'm just wondering, why are they approving this when they know this is the result? I mean, they gotta care, right? Why else are they around? They gotta, patrol things. Anyway, don't get me started on the FDA. There's a study that shows that sunscreen users are known to be more at risk of melanoma, which is basically cancerous tumors, more than those who don't use sunscreen. Are there alternatives? Yes, I've learned that sesame oil is one of them, shea butter. So maybe do your research on some natural sunscreens and see what you can do and compare the difference with the ingredients in sunscreen and the effects that it may have versus not using any at all or using something else. And definitely for those of you who have a lot of melanin in your skin, I know that you hear all of this, so even you need sunscreen, even you may need sun protection, which may be true, but how much of it you need, you may be misinformed about, or just there's a lack of knowledge about it. And so maybe you need to test that out and maybe see what's happening in other countries where certain people are known to have a lot of melanin in their skin, and if they're not using sunscreen, and what is their ratio of developing skin cancers and compared to the US or compared to other countries. Or you should do your comparison and see if maybe you've been told a lie and that it's not necessary for you to actually use sunscreen, but maybe you just need some kind of light protection sometimes, or just, I guess no one should just be out baking in the sun for hours and hours without any kind of protection, but it's something to think about. Don't just get told what to do or what you need, especially when they generalize it and act like all the exact rules apply to everybody. Okay, so let's talk about mineral oil. Mineral oil, and we all know it as baby oil, is basically a byproduct of petroleum. Petroleum. What do you think of when you hear the word petroleum? You probably would think of petroleum jelly, Vaseline, or petroleum. You might think of gasoline, and you're probably thinking, well, that's not the same. But yes, it is. Petroleum is petroleum, and it's the same thing used, for gasoline. So mineral oil is a byproduct of petroleum. And the problem with mineral oils is that it aggravates acne, and it causes aging in the skin, and it prevents the skin from breathing. So if your skin can't breathe, then it's smothered. And if you're trying to breathe, like for example, when you breathe oxygen into the lungs, you let out
carbon dioxide.
which you need to get that out. If you inhale and don't exhale, I mean, you basically would die. But so your skin needs to breathe. It's letting in things, and what does it need to release? And if it can't do that, then what's going to happen? One thing that I found out that I was doing, I used to use mineral oil, baby oil. I remember in like sixth or seventh grade, I remember having a really bad heat rash. I mean, it felt like needles are just pricking me. And the more you're in the sun, the worse it is. And I hated that. And so, but then I started, after that, I would start to get one every year. And I couldn't figure out why. And I could feel it coming on, and I'm like, oh no, I don't want this feeling because it's the worst to have a heat rash. And so I started doing some research to find out, why do I get this? And I realized that a lot of oils, especially mineral oils, will cause you to have a heat rash because the skin hasn't been able to breathe and the pores have been clogged. So then, sure enough, I stopped using baby oil, mineral oil, and I haven't got a heat rash since. So mineral oil is not really good. More and more people are realizing that, and that's why more and more companies have stopped using mineral oil, because people are becoming aware of that. Carcinogens basically is any substance or radiation that tends to produce cancer. Some products would say no carcinogens, and that's great. You have to be careful with products that say no this, this, and that, or when it says it uses 100% natural this and that. What might just be talking about, it does use 100% natural this and that, doesn't mean that the product is 100% natural. Now, if you see a product and it says uses all 100% natural ingredients, and that's different. But usually when it states 100% this, and it's only talking about something specific, usually it has something else that's not good. For example, vitamin C, you might know this juice, or like Sunny Delight, is known to say 100% vitamin C. Yeah, okay, that Sunny Delight has 100% vitamin C. Does it mean it's good for you? Because what else does it have? All the sugar and everything. It's not real juice. It's not 100% juice. It's 100% vitamin C. So be careful, because these companies are trying to fool you or play you like you're an idiot and you don't know, and they're like, oh, we can fool them, let's just change this name. And be careful for abbreviations. Look those up on the internet. For example, BHA, which is
Butylated hydroxyanisole.
It's an antioxidant, but it's known to be a carcinogen. And remember, a carcinogen is known to cause cancer.
Butylated hydroxyanisole also interferes with the normal reproductive system, and it interferes with normal thyroid levels. The European Union considers it unsafe in fragrance, but the US allows us to use it in skincare products and in food. So that's disturbing.
So if you're trying to get pregnant, or you want to get pregnant one day and use things with BHA, it could possibly be a problem for you.
Sodium lauryl sulfate, which is basically soap.
And that is basically what gives soap its lather, which makes it lather. It's just a detergent, and it strips basically the oils and dirt from things. And it's a very cheap detergent to use and to put into products, and that's why it's used in so many things. And you'll notice if you buy 100% natural soaps, or if you go to health food stores and you're going the holistic route, you may find that a lot of their soaps don't lather, which is something to get used to, because you're like, I want my soap to lather, but we only feel like that because that's what we've been used to. Well, because that product It'll make things lather, but it'll strip the oils from your hair and from your skin, as well as strip the proteins from your skin. And it eats away your skin protection, which is the proteins and things like that, and you need natural oils. So you'll find that you use these products and you're really dry or need more of a certain other product which has more chemicals or something in it. So it's just that stuff that makes things lather and foam and all that is not really good for your skin or your hair. It takes away the nutrients out of your scalp and really takes away what you actually need and causes aging. So if you put that on your face and you're taking the oils from under your eyes and all of that, you're going to age faster in those areas. You also find things like that in toothpaste, or if you get natural toothpaste, you might notice that, oh, this doesn't taste good, because our toothpaste that we've been using for so long, come to find out, has sweeteners and sugar, or different kind of sweeteners in it that make it taste sweet. When it's like, we're not eating it, why do we need it to taste so sweet? And maybe they've done that for children so that they will want to brush their teeth with it, but if you don't start your children off like that, they won't know the difference. Children don't know what they're missing until you introduce them to something and take it away. But you really want to use all natural toothpaste, and you don't want fluoride in your toothpaste. You can use baking soda and peroxide, actually, but there is all natural toothpaste as well that doesn't have all that in there. And it might have some licorice flavor or something like that, licorice root, or mint, natural mint. So you'll get the taste of the mint but without the sweetness. But you're just brushing your teeth. So anyway, so I'm going to wrap this up just to say, read the back of all your products. You should grab your soap out your bathroom, grab your shampoo, sunscreen if you have it, lotions, and just put them all on the counter and start looking at the words on the ingredients and seeing the things that you don't recognize, write them down, and then Google them. Do the research, and maybe just start with the dangers of this product or this particular ingredient and see what you find. We got to take care of our skin. It's very important. It's not just something, oh, let me just make it look moist. This is a breathing, living organism. This is an organ and it is important. And you don't want to, have to wait and find out, 10, 15, 20 years from now how important it really was for you to take care of it. And now you're filled with toxins and you can't get the toxins out of your body. Do you know that a pig has no sweat glands? Totally kind of off the subject, but a pig doesn't have sweat glands. So that's why they usually waddle in mud so that they can stay cool. We need our sweat glands to get rid of the impurities in our bodies. How does a pig get rid of its impurities? And so if it doesn't, especially some of these farms we have that aren't really farms, they're just industrial plants, and they feed these pigs anything, because a pig will pretty much eat anything, and then so they have these toxins, but they have no sweat glands to get rid of its impurities. Is it in the meat once you eat it? Something to think about. But anyway, I brought up the pig because I was thinking about skin and the fact that a pig doesn't have sweat glands like we do. And so we have our sweat glands, we have under our arms and everything, and our skin sweats and it breathes. So we need to allow it to be able to do so and get rid of these impurities. So take care of your skin, read your ingredients, don't be lazy with your life, with your skin, with your body, and see the natural route that you can go and what you can do and what you can actually put on your body. Research natural skin products. Things with lavender oil is really good for your skin and can leave you smelling great. So check that out, and until next time, see you later. And thank you for joining me. Bye.